Hello students. So today we are going to discuss a new module, a new topic which is known as application of remote sensing and GIS. Yes, till now we have discussed which topics, that is fundamental of remote sensing, fundamental of GIS, that is introduction to GIS, what are the parameters, what are the terminologies related to GIS, what is remote sensing, which processes are done in remote sensing. So I guess till now you are very much clear that what is fundamental of remote sensing and what is GIS. Both the things are clubbed together, but both the tools are different. Remember students, both the tools are different, but both the things are clubbed together to work on any issue, to work and get any solution in day-to-day life. That is what is your subject, that is remote sensing and GIS. Yes, remote sensing in a very general sense, if I can tell you, without coming into the contact, I can get all the information of that object. That is remote sensing, which is a physics terminology. According to that, what is GIS? GIS is one type of tool which can be run on that remote sensing object, on that remote sensing image, right? So that is remote sensing and GIS. So today we are going to discuss further about applications of remote sensing and GIS. So let's discuss in detail what is applications of remote sensing and GIS. There are numerous numbers of applications of this technique, but here I am going to discuss which are very much into use in day-to-day life, right? So let us discuss about which are the techniques we are using. First of all, we will discuss what is the advantage and disadvantage of analyzing satellite image. Why we are just talking into the subject about satellite image? What is the importance of satellite image? Yes, the first importance, we can survey a large area, we can get a detailed information of it according to how sensors we are making, right? It covers large area, that is cost effective, even the time efficient. Yes, once you make a satellite, it goes to the orbit, it takes taking images, you can have a numerous number of images and you can do numerous number of analysis. Without going to that site, without coming into the contact of that site, you can have detailed information of all the objects of all the site, right? So that is very much important, the main advantage of it. Next, we get information in all types of bands. We have a colorful image, we have a black and white image, right? So that is what is called multi-sensors. We have different numbers of bands, yes, that we have already discussed in fundamental of remote sensing. You can see here the background of PPT. The satellite is moving around the earth and it is sending it rays to the earth and capturing the image. That is the very simple way, the photograph which we are taking in our mobile, right? We are very much into these techniques of taking photographs and doing analysis and having some information about it, right? So that is what is why satellite image are more useful and it is very advantageous indication for us in day-to-day life. Similarly, satellite image, this technique is the only one which can give us a global view of whole of our earth. Right? Satellite provides us the global view, means the whole earth can be seen as it is by taking image from the satellite view and from the satellite sensors, right? Now what are the disadvantages? There is no always advantages of it, there are some disadvantages of it. So basically the data which I am collecting requires a ground verification, as we have talked in the last session, that is georeferencing. In georeference, yes, that is what is ground verification. Once I take an image, means one satellite take an image, we need to verify that image, that actually that is what is present on the ground is being taken by the satellite, right? So that is one is disadvantage. And basically if we see for the small areas, it is not good technique to take of it because small areas are very clumsy and we cannot get image of it. But yes, over to this, we have developed good satellites that are taking a very near image, that is of 1 meter resolution, 2 meter resolution, 5 meter resolution. So we are making the sensors like that. Similarly, if we say if I have a mobile phone of that is iPhone 4 and now I have iPhone 12 or iPhone 11, 12 is yet to launch, but if I have iPhone 11, then know the comparison of both the cameras, right? So this is how is disadvantage also. But we are coming with the new technologies, with the new sensors, with the new era of modern technologies, and that is why these disadvantages are learning by learning. We are what doing? We are eradicating this disadvantages, and we are coming to the technique that we gain much and much information using satellite image, right? So this is very important. Next, we are going to see why to use satellite image to study Earth. Yes, this is a major question. Why we are using that? As I told you that it gives us a global view, and that is why which gives us a big picture. And that is very much important, that in a one sense, in a one view, we can have a whole image of our Earth. You can see here I have shown the image of whole Earth. You can see. Now what we are going to do on this image? We are going to give the projection, we are going to give the coordinate, and then we are going to solve any issues, any analysis what we want to do. So it can give us a national, international, regional level, every type of information can be available from the satellite image, right? So it is very much important. Basically this is very much important for predicting disasters, for knowing how is environmental impacts are going, right? So that is why satellite image is also very much important. Student, now I want to draw your attention. You can see a white image figure here in the rightmost downside corner. You see that image. I want to show you that this is the interface of GIS. Right, this is how when you open the software of GIS it looks like. Now you can see here the white image. In that I have shown something, that is some lines are going on, right? So that white surface on which that lines and blue color and that box is coming up, what is that surface? That interface is what? The disturbed portion of your Earth. Remember, this is why, that is why I have shown you here the GIS software interface. So your interface actually looks like this, and in this now we are going to put what? Our data, that is our image or a vector file or a raster file, and then we are going to work on it, right? And that are the applications which we are going to discuss right now in this module. So moving further, there are various numbers of applications. You can see here the very first application I want to discuss, that is urbanization and transportation. What is urbanization and transportation? Urban means the development of any city, the development of any country, the development of urban regions, right? That is urbanization. Urbanization means the construction portion, how much construction we are right now going on, how much construction predicted to be done in 2025. So that is what is GIS and remote sensing can make us and predict and model the things, right? You can see here the modeling which I have done. And that modeling shows us that looking to this model, looking to the image of urbanization, we can calculate that how much urban area is introduced, how much will be predicted in 2025, and what will be the scenario in 2025. That is the urbanization application in GIS. Right now, transportation means what? The route analysis, right? We will discuss that in detail also. So transportation and urbanization, here are some few points which are going to discuss. That is updating the road maps. Yes, the new TP schemes comes, we have to first of all do what? We need to do the road map analysis. Urban sprawl mapping. What is urban sprawl mapping? As I have discussed, how is the sprawl, how is the city developed, where is the urban region, how much urban region, that is urban sprawl. Now looking to further, you can see I have shown here the application in agriculture. Yes, the very first application we did of remote sensing, that is in agriculture sector only, because we all know that India depends most of the things on agriculture only, right? So agriculture was our main aim, and you can see here the agriculture analysis was very much important. The crop monitoring, how much crop prediction, estimation of yielding, that how much this field will yield, right? What is the forest applications, how are the agricultural lands to be used by the different techniques of irrigation. That is all been decided by remote sensing and GIS. Yes, now if I would to give here an example, that I have a field in Jammu Kashmir of apple, but I cannot every year go to that and check how is my field going on, how is the yield estimation. I know I can keep a watch on it and everybody can tell me the estimation of it, but it is very tedious method, and nowadays nobody is ready to do that. Then what happens? Looking to the satellite image, I will be taking the temporal image of this thing. First image I will be taking of the June, then I will be taking of the August, then I will be taking of the November, and I can do the analysis that right now how is my field, what is the crop estimation, how is the field situation. So this is very easy for me to handle all the things, and I can do that. So that is agriculture, which is very much important, and agriculture field requires lots of remote sensing, and lots of analysis are going through the remote sensing technique in agricultural areas. So this is very much important line which is coming up. Moving further, we can see the natural resource management and the national security defense, right? Natural resource management, we have many natural resources which to be for the future generation we need to survive that, and we need to do what? We need to do a good analysis that our future generation can use that, and we don't have a problem of it, right? So in natural analysis you can see the environmental impact. Now here I would like to give you an example. You all know that during the COVID-19 situation in March and April month, you might have heard that our environmental impact, the pollution has reduced much, right? So our environment became clean, and we can survive more with that, right? So that is what is right now environmental assessment and natural resource management, which is very much required. Similarly, if we talk about the rivers, lakes, that should be properly maintained, and that can be maintained by the remote sensing and GIS application. Here I would like to give you an example. You have heard river Ganga, and Ganga has been cleaned using the remote sensing techniques. Yes, that is very true. But how can we clean Ganga, and how can we make that water clear, right? So that is how is techniques right now developed by our country, and we are using the techniques to clean river Ganga. So natural resource management is very much important topic right now coming up. We can do the modeling of it. We can predict that how much water can be stored, what can be done, what are the natural resources that can be sedimentation tanks or the reservoirs where can we make, and how can we preserve our natural resources, right? So that is what. Next is national security. National security means what? We are giving security defense. Yes, the very much technology used in our security defense, and that is very much important. So in national security you can see that weapon monitoring. Yes, very much we are launching the satellites which are just monitoring the opponent's team, that what are they doing, how are they doing, what are weapons they are making, and that is only been done by the satellite remote sensing technique. Yet we haven't found any other technique that we can monitor that things. So national security defense requires the technique a lot, and this is much more used in that sector very much, right? You all know the DRDO, that is Defense Research Organization, which is using this technique very much to know and to control our country's condition. So moving further, we will see the ocean biology. What is ocean biology? Yes, bathymetry. The word bathymetry here, I would like to tell you what is that. The depth of ocean, the depth of lake, we can find with the bathymetry, mathematical formula and terminologies. So here, ocean biology, I would like to draw your attention that what can it gives us. It can generally see us that what is the potential fishery zone, what is the forecast, what is deep water productivity. There are many lives living underwater, and we need to do analysis of it, right? So there are many major oceans, and we need to do the analysis of it. Yes, remote sensing is a good technique to do the ocean biology analysis. Chemicals, much more chemicals are also coming from it, and we can do the analysis by ocean biology. Right. Next we are going to see the watershed management. Yes, watershed management you all have already studied, and you all have heard what is watershed management. The area in which we can store the water, and we can get that where is the flow area, where is the runoff area, how can be water preserved, where can be the storage can be made. That is watershed management. Now other applications we are going to see, that is snow and glacier monitoring. Yes, Himalaya region has many snow and glaciers. Surface runoff in summer seasons when snow melts and we get a runoff, and that runoff should be properly maintained, or else it will affect our country, our city, floods, everything can happen. So in Himalayan region we need to mention and we need to monitor our glacier regions, and that is why it is very much helpful. Our main four regions, that is Chenab, Beas, Yamuna, Ganga and Satluj. That rivers are where the snow melting and will be water going into it, right? So we need to properly maintain that thing. Next, going to the forest ecosystem. We all know that there are many types of ecosystem, but forest needs to be properly maintained, so we can get that satellite image, spatial distribution, bioresources, all are properly available, and we need to maintain all that things so the forest can be properly retained, and we get good amount of life, we get good amount of oxygen, we get good amount of proper environment for the survival. Now, moving further, we are going to see the climate change. Yes, students, you can see here there is a lot of climate change right now coming up, and you know all that sea level rise, the flood, the tsunamis, everything is coming up right now. Even we have 4 months, 6 month seasons, but right now we are not following our climate is not following the seasons, and anytime any seasons are coming up. That is a measure of what? Climate change impact. Right, so it is very much useful. The land surface temperatures are increasing. You all know that the temperature every year by 2 to 3 degrees Celsius it is increasing. Right, there are many major reasons behind it. Then crime analysis, this you already know. Crime analysis we are doing, that is how is the theft, where is the murder, where is the city states that are doing that are into the crime analysis rate, and we can give a good analysis about it, and we can have a good coordination with the CBI teams, and we can even do the analysis by GIS mappings. Now, moving further, you know the disaster applications. There are many disaster applications. You can see here the map I have just shown. The lower to the higher regions, you can see the colors that where is the low hazard, where is the high hazard. Disaster management is generally if there is an earthquake, or if there is a flood, or if there is a tsunami, any type of disaster, we can predict that, we can model that. Right, earthquake or tsunami we are not supposed to having in a very frequent times, but yes, we can model that if this is the year when we got an earthquake, then how it could be after many years, after prediction or after interpolation. These are the tools which we can use in GIS, and we can predict that how would be the after 10 or 15 years, what will be the zones and how will be the disaster affect our city. But disaster management tool in GIS is very much useful for the flood analysis. We can do a flood analysis in very good sense in disaster management topic using GIS. Right, so here we are going to see the earthquake prediction, the flood forecasting. Yes, flood forecasting is very important, so we have to use this technique, and that is very much useful that we can use this technique. Next is economic application of GIS. Economic application means the nation development, that is how is nation developing, what is there, what can be done, what are the parameters, what is the population, and how can it be possible. So you can see here spatial econometries, good flow, there should be a good innovative geographic index. We have one index, and according to that our whole country is what ranked, right, ranked. So we get rank in economic, national economic, international economic. According to that we can compete it with the other countries that how is our economic development. It would be very easy to use GIS tools and do the economic analysis by having the spatial location and the attribute data. Moving further, you can see energy GIS application. What is energy GIS application? Yes, if I talk about nuclear, we have various numbers of energy. How we do? I have talked here about the nuclear power plants. We have a good nuclear power plants, hydroelectric power plants, right? So that is all as energy conservation, how we are doing energy conservation, and we can do in a very good sense of energy conservation. What are the renewable source of energy? What are the radar interface? What are the turbine visibility in hydro power plants? So we can analyze that by using GIS technologies. Even we have the engineering applications that are very much used in day-to-day life. We are modeling, we have the AutoCAD data. Yes, we are the civil engineers, we all know that we are using much of AutoCAD's data, so that AutoCAD data can be used in many other ways. We can even save the AutoCAD data into GIS, and we can use many other applications into it, right? Next, there is a groundwater analysis. Yes, right now a major application of groundwater is coming up into our day-to-day life, because groundwater recharge is very much required. Aquifer recharge is very much required because we don't have that much of groundwater available with us. So how can we do that? What can we do? The modeling of it. The rays from the satellite will ingress into the ground, and we will get the information below our earth surface, that what are the layers into it, and we can get and retrieve our information that what is the actual strata condition below the earth, and we can model that things. Right, next is consumer GIS applications. Consumer here is a very day-to-day life application. We can use that data analytics, HUF model. This is not much in day-to-day use, but it is like the if I have any store, or if I have any, for example, I will say a grocery store of DMart and grocery store of Star Bazaar, then I would like to say that which will be working good with the data analytics will tell me, right? You all know that when we enter into the mall, the security guard will be ticking the numbers of people, that how many people are going in and out. That is the one data which we are collecting. Here we don't have the spatial location. Spatial location is what? The actual location of that store. And we are doing the analysis of this, that how is consumer going into it, how is consumer are affected by that store, what is the gross income of that store, right? What is the net income of that store? And actually we can decide that is this store can be done any other place, is this store is useful to the consumers right now coming up. So basically we can do this type of analysis also. Now moving further, you can see the municipality and urban GIS applications. Yes, again municipality applications, I would like to draw your attention here. You can see I have shown here one map, that is the municipality map. I have shown the urban regions, the building footprints. You can see the small squares, that is the building footprints of that city. I have shown here the map of Himatnagar, and you can see that what is going on, how is the Himatnagar map seen, what are the walls, what are the colors indicate, even I have shown in the map. Right? So urban GIS we have already discussed, urbanization, built up area, how much area we have built, what are the utility things we have in our city, that is the water network, that is the gas pipelines, that is what is all in the utility counts, right? Next is internet usage. We have some tools, that is geoblogging, geosocial tools. This might be new for you, but what does that indicate? Yes, we have this name's tool, that is geoblogging. Means what? Geo means you can every time locate that we have a special location, right? So what will I get from it? The internet usage. Actually I will get to know that how much internet usage has been done, which sites can be served, and through that I can do the analysis of social media also. That is internet usage analysis, right? Next, moving further, you can see ocean and marine applications. Yes, we have good marine applications also. Here I have shown you the example of coral reefs. The region, the ecosystem nearby the waterside seashores, nearby the seashore, that is coral reefs. System which is living behind. You can say the turtles which are in underwater. So we are doing the analysis of it, because that ecosystem is very much important for in the construction field, and that is why that ecosystem is to be properly maintained. You can see the wave reduction, coral reef conservation, ocean tourism. You all know that we have underwater many activities going on different countries, but how it is possible? How can we do that? How can it is be helpful to us? Yes, GIS is the good tool that can help us to reduce the wave reduction. Wave reduction, yes, there are mathematical tools and terminologies which we can use, but in depth we need to go for that, and we need to see that how can be wave reduction can be done, right? So basically the wave intensity is more under the water, then we can reduce that things. How can we do that? By construction some things. But if I want to construct underwater, I need to have many policies of it. I need to have many technologies into it. Coral reef analysis right now in India is going on in a very trends, because coral reef analysis, that is the most ecosystem which is right now maintaining our whole climatic conditions and cultures of our country. Next is, you can see real estate GIS application. Yes, this is the very much useful applications for civil engineers. Now you can see here the image, that is a yellow color, shows us the urban region. You cannot make it out until and unless you will see the interface of GIS. This is just I have made it the satellite image, and I have used the mathematical formula, and you can see the real estate scenario. How can I see that? Right? So buffer zone search, market analysis, that people are attracted to which area, how can I decide, or how can I see that people can come to this area? That is what is real estate analysis, and that can be easily done because we can get a spatial location and the attribute table also. Right? So moving further, we will see the government GIS applications. What are the government GIS applications? Yes, there are many government. What is the voting pattern of our city? What is the local governing body into it? How many members into local governing body? What are they doing? Right? That is all. Is each and every citizen is getting a good right to do or not? What is the web-based things that each and every citizens are into it? Right? So this is what is the terminologies which is coming up. Now here government GIS application, you can see gerrymandering. Means what? That is a new terminology for you. Manipulating the geographic boundaries of an electoral constituency to favor one party. Means, what does it means? The name is only difficult, but here there are regions. You all know that this is a BJP region, this is a Congress region, right? So we are just doing the analysis of that. Which one is favoring, how many persons, how many regions are favoring to this party, how many regions are favoring to the other party. That is known as gerrymandering. Right? Then voting patterns, that I have already shown in the map. Moving further, you can see the soil GIS application, society GIS application. What is soil GIS application? You can see here, I have shown here the map. You can see the soil depth, the soil characteristics, the soil textures, all are changing. In Gujarat, we have many types of soil, and we need to do that analysis because agriculture generally depends on the soil characteristics and textures, right? Now going further, society GIS applications. Yes, there are society level applications also. Right now we are not much using to the society level application, but if society is more than 500, 400 houses and homes, we need to do that. How is the space utilization? What are the things going on? Doing manually, this will help us to do properly. So that is how is important to the society also. Here you can see a new terminology of storytelling maps. What is storytelling maps? Storytelling maps means looking to the story, looking to the analysis, you can have a map of it, right? That is storytelling maps. We will discuss that into detail when it comes to us. Now moving further, you can see here the tourism GIS application. Yes student, what I have written here, you can see the main point, that is personality atlas, tourist map and geotagging, right? What is this? Finding islands. So you all know that geotagging means that is available in our photo, also in our mobile also. Personality atlas, assigning personality stereotypes to country around the world, means we can give a overview of country which we are visiting. Yes, we all have that maps available on net. If I want to go any other country, I have a map available on Google, and looking to that I can move to any other country. Now here my main aim to show you this images. You can see the images. I can understand you cannot make it out which images are this, but this is an image of one city. I would like to tell you that is of Ujjain city. Ujjain is having a good every 6 years and every 12 years there is a good one mela going on, which is very much important all over the world, right? So I have shown you two images. Now you can look into the images, you can make it out. One image is full of red color, another is of other color, that is of white color. So there is some indication that if Ujjain local governing body, Ujjain tourism sector wants to see some development, they can see by this. It is not like they need to every time go to the site and they will decide. So this is how is tourism GIS application. Now moving further, that is transportation GIS application. So here we are going to discuss about transportation GIS application and the weather GIS application, right? Transportation, we all know that we have a BRTS system, we have AMTS system, we have GSRTC system, we have artificial intelligent transport system right now coming up. So we have many technologies which are inbuilt in our transportation system, and according to that we are coming up with the new technologies. What is artificial intelligence transport system? Yes, we have the metro system right now coming up, that is a intelligent transport system, right? Next is shortest path. How I can find for the shortest path to the ambulance 108? Yes, we will see this into the detail. How can it be possible with the help of GIS? We need to have a good schedules. We need to have a good connectivities of vehicles, transport vehicles, public transport vehicles. We have a good logistics systems for our development of our country. That all comes under the transportation sector. It is of underwater or submarine or the road vehicles. Everything comes under transportation sector only. What is weather GIS? We all know that there is a weather prediction coming up, that in the noon this will be the atmosphere, this will be climate change, at night 9:30 this will happen. How that can be possible? We are right now working on that satellites that give us the good amount and good accuracy of time to time analysis of weather GIS. Moving further, this I have shown various other numbers of applications. Looking from the first map, you can see there is a water network which I have shown here of Himmatnagar city. Next is you can see ward-wise pay and use facilities. This is the facilities which are given to the cities for the slum areas, for the public general pay and use facilities that can be done by the GIS. If I have a ward boundary, if I have a map of that city, I have just have an image, and through image I have created this vector map. The lines which you can see here, that is a vector map that is done by the digitization process, and then I have done all the analysis and tool applications onto it, and just by having the locations I have decided here where should be the pay and use facilities to be given, right? So this is how is application of GIS. Last image you can see solid waste collection trucks. Right now solid waste is a major topic. How can solid waste be collected? What are the trucks? How is the route? What are the major connection points? Where can be the trucks go, and how can it collect in day-to-day collections? Next, I would like to draw your attention here. You can see that here you can see that here I have shown here that this is the shortest path how I can find. This also can be used for the solid waste management trucks, even it can be used for the ambulance system. This is how you can say that 1.4 kilometers and 2 minutes it will take to reach at this destination. This can even be done in GIS, and it is the best example of GIS, that is a network analysis. Similarly, for the water network, for the gas pipelines, that all been done through this. But ambulance system, the major systems which are required for us, that requires good network connectivity, service areas, that is what is I have shown here in a practical sense. The shortest path will be taken, and GIS will give you the shortest path. There is a tool called network analysis, and we can find the shortest path, that how it can reach. Yes, we all know that GPS even shows that, but this will show you that how much time will be lagged and how much minute will be. Yes, in Google Maps they are right now showing us the time situation analysis also. Right, so there are a lot number of innumerable applications of GIS which are coming up right now. Here I have shown the major applications, but yes, go through it. There are many various numbers of applications which we will discuss in detail, and when other modules we are going to see, and therefore it is very much useful. So you need to know the applications. In applications you need to know the head points which I have maintained, which I have shown in the PPT. You need to remember that these are the head points and how it works, right? What are the applications? There are 1,000 numbers of applications recently right now coming up. If I want to do the analysis of where is the game zones right now going on, where the COVID-19 example, so many have shown, that has been done by GIS and remote sensing applications only, right? So these are the various numbers of applications, and this module is very much helpful because in this you are going to detail study that how is this application being done, what are the logics behind this application. This is just we have seen the numbers of application, but even in detail we need to study about. In the further sessions we will discuss that how is the detailed applications of this, right? So thank you for your attention, and please go through it. Here I would also like to show you one example, that is of service area, property area, land use map, and other maps. You can see here I have shown that how is the analysis taking place. Property tax comes under the municipality and urban areas, so I can do that. Land use map means how is land used by that city. Service areas mean which are the nearest service area. If I take a service area of a hospital, you can see here 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 6 minutes I have shown you the analysis. This is very easy to make. Yes, we will see in the practical session if permits that how it should. I have shown in the starting how is GIS interface looks like. So we have to first of all go through the applications, and you need to find out also even more and more applications available in our day-to-day life. So much of applications are into civil only right now, which we have discussed. Most of the applications are related to our civil field only. Various numbers of applications are into the civil field only. Thank you for your attention.